Hi guys, Marvin here from shopsadapage.com, and today we're going to do an unboxing and quick review of the complete ASUS TUF gaming peripherals lineup. So we have the ASUS TUF H5 gaming headset, the K5 gaming keyboard, the M5 gaming mouse, and of course the P3 gaming mousepad. I'm so excited for this guys, so let's get into it. Alright guys, so right here we have the ASUS TUF Gaming K5 keyboard, and then we also have here the TUF Gaming H5 headset, and then the TUF Gaming M5 mouse, and of course the TUF Gaming P3 mousepad. As you can see, the packaging for the entire TUF Gaming peripherals lineup is pretty cohesive, which I really appreciate. So let's just start with the ASUS TUF Gaming K5 keyboard. So as you can see, we have the model name here as well as a preview of the keyboard right here. So it is AuraSync compatible, and then we have here the TUF Gaming logo. And then at the back side, we have the main features of the keyboard. So this is not a mechanical keyboard. This is just a mech brain switches or a membrane keyboard. It is spill resistant. As I've mentioned, it is compatible with ASUS AuraSync. It has dedicated media keys, ergonomic wrist rest, and personalized play using the on-the-fly macro settings. We also have here the specifications of this keyboard that we're going to tackle with the review later. So let's see what comes in the package. Okay, so first thing you'll notice is the user manual right here. I believe it is written in different languages. And then we have the keyboard itself protected by a plastic cover. As you can see, the keyboard is non-detachable, which is fine. For a keyboard this size, it's not really that crucial. As per my experience, those keyboards that have detachable keyboards are the keyboards that are pretty compact. So for this size of keyboard, it doesn't really matter because you're not going to bring this anywhere with you anyways. Okay, so here's the keyboard itself. I'm going to do a proper review with this later. So that's pretty much it what you're getting with the packaging for the ASUS TUF Gaming K5 gaming keyboard. Alright, so I'm just going to set this aside for the meantime and let's check out the other peripherals. So next up, we have the ASUS TUF Gaming H5 headset. So as you can see, we have the model name again right here, the TUF Gaming logo, and it looks like it is compatible with PlayStation 4. And then at the back of the box, we have the main specifications. So it has onboard 7.1 virtual surround sound. So it has immersive sound with deep bass. We're going to check that out later. It has TUF long-lasting durability as with any TUF peripherals. And it has lightweight and adjustable ear cup. So as you can see, it has a microphone. I believe it is detachable, which we're going to check out later. And it is cross-platform compatible. As you can see on the front of the packaging, that is compatible with PlayStation 4. Now, let's see what comes in the package. So first thing you'll notice, we have the thin foam padding right here. And then we have the headset itself. So as you can see, we have a inline control here. So, yep, let me just remove this headset from the main packaging. Alright, so before we check out the headset itself, let me just place it on the side. Let's see what comes in this little box right here. So we have a silica gel and this small box. Let me just remove the main packaging. Alright, so inside this small box, we have the detachable microphone, as I've mentioned earlier. So it also has a foam screen right here to reduce that plosive or pop sounds for your in-game communication. And then we also have here the USB dongle. This is the virtual 7.1 surround sound card, so that you will be able to take advantage of that technology as well. Aside from that, we also have here a 3.5mm extension, which is a nice touch. We also have here the quick start guide or the user manual, of course, in different languages as well. And lastly, we have the warranty guide right here, quite hefty warranty guide. And that's pretty much it when it comes to the package contents for the H5 gaming headset. So we have the headset right here. As you can see, I'm going to review this properly as well later. So it does have an inline control here and a braided cable. Alright, so let me just put this aside as we check out the next product we have here, which is the TUF M5 gaming mouse. So as you can see, the packaging is pretty straightforward and pretty cohesive with the other peripherals that we previously checked. So it is also AuraSync compatible with the model name right here and the TUF logo right here. So at the back of the box, we have the preview of the mouse. So it has comfortable ergonomics, rugged performance, and personalized play as well, which we're going to tackle further in-depth later. So we have also the specifications right here. And that's pretty much it with regards to the details around the box. So let's see what comes in this box. Alright, so inside the box, of course, we have here the manual. Of course, it is also written in different languages. And then we also have here the mouse itself. So the mouse itself is pretty small, and it looks like it has a quite tall bump here, but we're going to test that later as well. So we already have unboxed the H5 gaming headset, the K5 gaming keyboard, and the M5 gaming mouse. And lastly, we have here the P3 gaming mousepad. So the size of this mousepad is 280 by 350 millimeter, and it has anti-fray stitching for durability. Of course, that is standard for most gaming mousepad, and of course, non-slip rubber base to make it stay in place while gaming. So let's just check out this mousepad real quick before we proceed to the proper reviews of these peripherals. So there you go. This is the gaming mousepad. So it is quite small, but I think it should suffice most of the mouse that you're going to use, especially if you're not using lower DPI. But if you're using, like, for example, 400 DPI, then you're going to need a lot more bigger mousepad. And that's pretty much it, guys, with regards to the unboxing of the complete ASUS TUF gaming peripherals. I'm going to review all of this in a while. So let's check it out. Alright guys, let's start our review with the ASUS TUF H5 gaming headset. In terms of the design and construction, it is pretty straightforward with the combination of lightweight plastic and flexible metal for the headband. It has adjustable headband, as you can see here, and the notches are actually pretty strong so that it stays in place whenever you adjust this headband. It does have a couple of accents that represents the TUF branding. So we have a chrome TUF logo on each side of the ear cups, as well as a yellow lining on both the ear cups as well. In terms of comfort, the cushions are actually pretty comfortable. The shape of the ear cups is oval, so it should fit most people, but for me, I have relatively big ears, so it doesn't fit that much, which is always the case when I'm trying new headset, so this is not new for me. But your fit may vary, of course, depending on the size of your ears. Now, it also has a small padding here for the headband, and thanks to the lightweight materials, it is actually pretty comfortable for longer period of gaming sessions. Although, like most leather gaming headset, it tends to get warm over time. Aside from that, the headset can also fold flat like this, so that you can place it properly on your table, or you can place it around your neck like so. So it also helps with maybe portability or ease of use to stow it away at the side of your desk setup. What else? So we also have a braided cable, and we have an inline control right here, but fortunately, even though it has a quite hefty inline control, it doesn't add up to the weight on the left side of your headset compared to the other gaming headsets that I've tried before, which is a huge plus for me. However, I encounter one minor issue when it comes to the flimsiness or build quality of this headset. Whenever I put the headset on my head without playing any music or game, sometimes I hear a squeaking sound whenever I move sideways. I think it is coming from the hinges on both of the ear cups of the headset, but it is not noticeable when playing games and playing music. Now, when it comes to the sound quality, using just the 3.5mm interface, the sound signature of the ASUS TUF H5 gaming headset is a little bit flatter than most gaming headsets that I've tried before. The sound quality is decent, but it lacks a little bit of the low end or bass. On the other hand, once we're able to use the USB dongle and turn on the virtual surround sound, the sound signature of the ASUS TUF H5 gaming headset becomes more wider and much better. It is not perfect because you cannot calibrate the location of the sound source of the 7.1 surround system, but at least you can adjust the individual volume of each sound source using the software. Speaking of software, you can pretty much fine-tune the sound signature of the ASUS TUF H5 gaming headset. You can utilize the available preset and equalizer, and then you can also change the reverb. You can even adjust the amount of bass boost, compression, and of course clarity. So the amount of fine-tuning and customization that you can take advantage using the software makes this gaming headset even better. Overall, the sound quality of the Asus TUF H5 gaming headset is pretty good. It can produce decent mids, highs, and lows, but I feel like the bass is not powerful enough even if you put the bass boost at the highest setting compared to most of the gaming headsets that I've tried before. Now, this being a gaming headset, it needs a proper communication device, and it actually has two options for the microphone. We have the inline control here that also has a microphone, and then the other one is with the detachable mic that has a flexible wire here for maximum adjustment. And for you to understand the quality of the microphone on both the inline and the detachable microphone, here's a quick microphone sound test for you guys. This is a microphone test for the Asus TUF H5 gaming headset using the inline microphone and default communication preset. Again, this is a microphone test for the Asus TUF H5 gaming headset using the inline microphone and default communication preset. Now, this is a microphone test for the Asus TUF H5 gaming headset using the detachable microphone and default communication preset. Again, this is a microphone test for the Asus TUF H5 gaming headset using the detachable microphone and default communication preset. Now, in terms of the sound quality of the Asus TUF H5 gaming headset when it comes to gaming, in my opinion, is actually quite good. The virtual surround sound helps a little bit for pinpointing the location of your enemies, and the included microphone is actually good for in-game communication as well. I don't have any issues with this headset when used for gaming. And there you have it, guys. Overall, the Asus TUF H5 gaming headset is pretty decent. The pros of this headset more than outweighs the issues that I have. The sound quality is quite decent as well, with a lot of potential for fine-tuning and customization using the software. The microphone is also decent, more than enough for casual in-game communication. Alright guys, so for our second review, we have the Asus TUF M5 gaming mouse. So as you can see, in terms of design, it has this edgy look and it has a lot of polygonal cutouts around the mouse. At the back side of the mouse, we have the illuminated TUF logo. As you can see here, the RGB colors or illumination can be adjusted on the software as well. So on the top front of the mouse, we have the left and right clickers. And of course, we have the scroll wheel right here and the DPI adjustment button. On the left side, we have the forward and back button. And on the other side, we have the TUF Gaming branding as well. Both sides have this patented TUF pattern, as you can see, which will help with the grip. And on the front side of the mouse, we have some rectangular design here that complements the overall edgy look of the Asus TUF M5 gaming mouse. At the bottom, we have 3 mouse feet, and of course, the optical sensor that we'll talk more about later. Now, when it comes to the construction, the Asus TUF M5 gaming mouse is made mostly of plastic with some rubber materials with the scroll wheel and the non-braided cable. It weighs around 80 grams, which is lightweight for me. And as per Asus, the surface is coated with a specialized coating that should help with durability and longevity. And I actually find that true since the surface feels a little bit different compared to most mouse that I've tried before. It doesn't look like it's going to fade easily over time. Now, in terms of the shape, as you can see, it is an ambidextrous mouse, which means it is suitable for both left-handed and right-handed users, but the forward and back button is only located at the left side. The shape has this high curvature at the back side, but it is not too much to make it uncomfortable, especially for people with small hands like me. It is also suitable for claw grip users and fingertip users like myself. In terms of the sensor, it uses the PAW3327 with a resolution of up to 6200 dpi. You can customize the DPI using the ROG Armoury software in increments of 100. As for the performance, I didn't find any issues with it and I find it accurate enough for FPS games. Obviously, it is not the best sensor out in the market right now, but for what it's worth, it's quite decent. I have no issues with tracking. It is responsive with a lift-off distance of 1 CD. The CD I used for testing measures around 1.2mm and it stopped tracking after I put another CD. So it is around 1.2 to 2mm give or take when it comes to its lift-off distance. The mouse clickers uses Omron switch, and regardless of the issues with Omron switch double-clicking over time, I still prefer this over the Huano switch. I still like the lightweight actuation force required with the Omron switches compared to the heavier Huano switches. Lastly, you can also take advantage of the ROG Armoury to further customize and enhance the capability and performance of the Asus TUF M5 gaming mouse. You can adjust the DPI settings, polling rate, angle snapping, and button response. Of course, you can also adjust the lighting effects, and it also has a very interesting stats feature wherein you can track your clicks and tracking distance. By the way, you can also adjust profiles by simply pressing different combinations of the forward and back buttons alongside the DPI adjustment button, which is a feature I don't need but I appreciate that it's there. Maybe you can take advantage of it if you're using different settings in different games and applications. By the way, before I forgot, I tested the ASUS TUF M5 gaming mouse alongside the ASUS TUF P3 gaming mousepad. So this is a soft cloth mousepad with a little bit of resistance. And I usually prefer soft mousepad like this compared to the hard surface mousepads. And I didn't find any tracking issues with it, and I feel like it is a good option or a good partner for the ASUS TUF M5 gaming mouse. And there you have it, guys, for my review of the ASUS TUF M5 gaming mouse. Overall, the mouse is pretty decent. The construction is well built with a specialized coating for the surface that should help with longevity, especially if you have sweaty hands. That will help with the longevity of the silver coating here on the mouse. The sensor is also decent. I didn't find any issues with tracking. And of course, the Omron switches are very satisfying to click. And we also have, of course, the RGB lighting. And the mouse being an ambidextrous mouse is also an advantage, so that left-handed or right-handed will be able to take advantage of this mouse. Alright guys, so for our last review, we have here the ASUS TUF K5 gaming keyboard. So in terms of the design, as with the ASUS TUF M5 gaming mouse, it also has this super aggressive edgy look to it, which I actually don't mind, especially if you're specifically going for the overall gamery look for your setup. Now in terms of the construction, although made of plastic, it weighs roughly around 1 kilograms and it doesn't flex at all, as you can see here. Like the ASUS TUF M5 gaming mouse, this keyboard also has specialized coating that should help with durability and longevity and should repel most normal scratches. And I find that true as well, as I don't see any deep scratches on this keyboard since I started using this a couple of days ago. Now, only time will tell how durable or how repellent this coating really is. Okay, so let's go through the different parts of this keyboard real quick. So at the top center, we have the TUF logo as well as the patented tap pattern right here. And then on the upper right side corner, we have here the dedicated media keys as well as the brightness control right here. And I actually appreciate that it is located on the left side rather than on the right. Because if you're going to use your mouse, it is way better to use your left hand to be able to toggle the media keys so that you don't have to lift up your hands or your mouse. And lastly, in front, we have a very subtle TUF gaming branding right here. At the back of the keyboard, the aggressive edgy design is quite consistent with a rather large TUF logo at the center. We also have a substantial amount of rubber feet with 6 of them right here. And of course, we have 2 adjustable stands, and it seems that they also have magnets, which is a nice touch. We also have the certifications here at the top center and some cable routing channels. Alright, so back in front, in terms of the layout, it is using the ANSI standard layout, but since this is not a mechanical keyboard, you cannot easily replace the keycaps. Speaking of keycaps, this keyboard is using UV-coated ABS plastic keycaps with laser etched fonts. And I'm not sure if the keycaps also has this specialized coating, but if not, it's going to shine and fade over time. Now, although this keyboard is just a membrane keyboard, it feels good enough with a tactile feel from the rubber dome, which also gives that bouncy feeling when you press each key. As per my experience, it is not bad at all even though I'm used to mechanical switches. It definitely feels way better and smoother than the cheap membrane keyboards that I've used before. Now, when it comes to the stabilizers, the spacebar is super stable and smooth. I never thought I'd experience this with a membrane keyboard or even from budget mechanical keyboards that I have. And as usual, let's do a quick typing test so that you can have an idea how this keyboard sounds. Now, when it comes to the RGB lighting, it has 5 individual zones and it is also AuraSync compatible. But for the onboard settings, you can change that using the FN plus left or right arrow keys. So as you can see, even if this keyboard is not mechanical keyboard with individual backlit keys, the brightness is decent enough for dim situations like this. Now, other features that we have here is on-the-fly macro recording using the FN plus Alt, and then we also have 4 different profiles that you can take advantage and customize using the ROG Armoury software. Speaking of the software, you can pretty much change the function of any key except for the multimedia keys up top. You can also customize the lighting effects directly from the software and sync it with your AuraSync devices and components. And lastly, you can also have the macro recording feature and usage stats if you're into that. As for the performance, when it comes to NKRO, as per specifications, it has 24 key rollover, but unfortunately, as per my testing, it doesn't work quite well. Sometimes I am able to press up to 10 keys, but sometimes not. So it is a hit or miss, at least for my experience. However, when it comes to the real-world typing and gaming experience, I didn't find that an issue, and typing with this keyboard, even if it is only a membrane keyboard, is actually quite satisfying, except maybe for the bouncy feel. But the smooth travel and tactile feel is decent and accurate enough for me, especially for gaming. Overall, I find this keyboard pretty substantial for my daily use in both typing and gaming, and although I am used to mechanical switches, my experience with this is not bad at all. There you have it guys, thank you for watching. This is just a quick review. Obviously, there are a lot more details that needs to be tackled with each individual peripherals that we have right here. So if you want to learn more, you can check my article link below. Huge thanks to ASUS for sending this in. You can get all of these peripherals from their partner stores, link below as well. Let me know in the comments below what other products or peripherals from ASUS that you want me to review in the future. Thank you for watching, subscribe if you like this, and see you next time. Have a great day.